Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. So today I have another unboxing. Today we have Haworthia. So this will be my very first unboxing. There's only one plant in here, so let's get unboxing. Okay, so let's lift out the plant. So this is a Haworthia CACTIMANIa or Moonshadow. And it said it was suitable to be replanted into an approximately sized pot of about 6 centimetres. Oh, so it's already came in its little pot. So this is in a 5.5, so they've suggested a 6.5 to be repotted. That is the cutest little Haworthia I've ever seen. Wow! Now I don't have one like this. The only Haworthia plants I have in my collection are ones gifted to me by Daz of CACTIMANIA, and they are growing very well. They were gifted to me in April 2021. So here we are in October 2022, and you can see that very large one there on the left. That's completely overfilled its pot. And there are some there at the back. They've just really grown so much. And this plant here was all the way down to here, so it's grown this entire piece here. Still waiting for this one to sprout. This one here did flower, so I'll need to remove that stem. So there we are, Haworthia CACTIMANIa, also known as Moonshadow. And as you can see, I purchased this from Tony Irons Cacti. So I'll see if I can take it out of its pot. So there we go, beautiful, healthy, white, fat roots at the bottom. And then you have some more fibrous ones coming off the side. So that's just been planted in a standard nursery mix. So when I repot this, I'm going to be taking off all this soil and then repotting it into my own cactus or succulent mix. And I've made up a fresh batch of that, so I'll show you that potting mix in a minute. So that is beautiful, and these are beautiful and shiny. Really looking forward to seeing this develop and grow. So this is 5.5 centimetres in diameter. So it's completely filling the pot. So you can see here there were some root breakages in the packaging, but that will definitely replenish itself. So here's the potting mix I'm going to be using. So it's made up of cocoa coir. So I'm not using my fir bark chips this time because I've got loads of cocoa coir to use up. So and it still incorporates everything else. So the pumice, the lava rock, gravels, kayadama. As I put the substrate into the pot, I'll add the charcoal granules and the bone meal to that as well. So you can see it's really nice. So it's not any different from using a soil except it's cocoa coir. So I'm going to be using the suggested 6.5 centimetre diameter pot. And this is actually 6 centimetres deep, so this is a really good size. I'll just show you what it looks like inside. So that's going to be perfect size. So based on what I know about Haworthia and what I've learned from watching Daz of CACTIMANIA on his many videos on his Haworthia plants, is I can take away this soil at this time of the year and it won't be detrimental to the plant. So this is quite dry mix on here, it's coming off quite easily. So it's just made up of a perlite, sand and possibly peat based soil here. So this time, for the first time ever, I'm going to be using a new product. Well, it's not a new product, it's new to me because I've been put off buying it because it's been quite expensive, and I saw it on offer recently, a few weeks ago, and I forgot I had it, and so today is a perfect opportunity to use it on this Haworthia when I'm transplanting it into a new pot. So here you can see the dead leaves. So again, based on what I've learned from watching Daz's channel, these can come off. It just tidies up the plant and helps to remove areas for pests to hide in. They're very dry and brittle. They come away quite easily. And already you can see it gives the plant a better profile. So now you can see that beautiful little root system there, really chubby and nice. So I've already checked this for pests and I can't see any issues in the root ball. I can't see any mealybugs, thank goodness. So this has come from a specialist grower, Tony Irons Cacti. So I originally bought my lithops from him, my very first lithops, and I've still got it today. It's doing very well. So that's all I'm going to take off now. And these little bits on the end, I just gently pull on them and then whatever's broken will just come away. Okay, so I've lined the pot here, ready for the Haworthia, and then I'll put some charcoal granules, a very small amount of bone meal powder, and then my new product. I probably won't need the bone meal powder, but I'm going to add some anyway. In goes the bone meal. Activated charcoal granules, just enough to fill the surface. So it's this Vitax Q4 root maw, basically mycorrhizal fungi, biostimulants for intensive root growth, enhances roses, trees, shrubs and edible plants. This is a 250 gram pouch. This will last a very, very, very long time. So you can see there on the instructions, I'm using it in roughly a 5 centimetre size pot. So I would only need up to, if that, a quarter of a teaspoon. And because I use these sorts of pots, so 5 up to 10 centimetre diameter, not much bigger, I'd only really be using up to half a teaspoon. Probably slightly more if you've got a huge specimen in a very large pot. This powder will last a long, long time. Once you have this fungi established in the root system and then you repot your plants, obviously if you retain a lot of the roots during repotting, it can re-establish itself in the new soil that you're putting it in. So here you can see it creates a symbiotic relationship with your plants. They live in or on the roots, extend their hyphae into the soil and make phosphate, nitrogen, other nutrients and water availability to your plant. So it does say you'll have to, so your benefits are you don't need to fertilise as much, but you can still fertilise obviously. So this is very good apparently for when you're transplanting your plants and also when you're growing them from seedlings. So I'm going to be using this now when I'm transplanting new plants. So basically all I need to do is sprinkle a little amount on top of the soil here, because the roots of your plant need to get contact with that mycorrhizal fungi. You can also buy this in a soluble form, which you can water into your plants. So if you already have plants that are established in pots and they're not due for repotting, you can buy a soluble form for that as well. So there we go, it's like an off-white colour. I sit the plant on top, so the roots have got contact with it. And now I'm just going to put in the rest of the potting mix. Now, based on my experience of growing Haworthia over the last year and a half, the potting mix I originally chose for my Haworthia, the ones that I planted last year are in my fir bark potting mix. Doesn't contain any soil or peat product, so those have really taken off and grown very well, and they actually all need repotting. So this time round, because I've got so much cocoa coir, I've made up a batch of my potting mix with the cocoa coir. I'm just going to give that a little tap. What's a nice thing about repotting this Haworthia is, because I'm so used to potting spiny plants all the time, that this is a breath of fresh air. It's so easy to pot up and they don't move. So it's really easy to pot them up, really therapeutic. So this Haworthia looks really nice against this top dressing now. It sets off the colour. There you go, Haworthia Moonshadow. Not sure on the pronunciation, but basically Haworthia Moonshadow. And it definitely has a good vibe. Really like that one. Okay then, thank you for watching. Bye.